Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the full card breakdown and detailed predictions for UFC Vegas 51, Luque versus Muhammad 2, full card breakdown. Not the best card, honestly. The main card's alright, but prelims aren't that great. But it's UFC card still. It is what it is. Let's start straight away with the early prelim opener of Fialo versus Kevin Kroom. I'm actually going to go for Kevin Kroom here as an underdog over Fialo. I think Fialo is not that great of a fighter. We look at his career. Fialo, 30 years old, hasn't fought in a bit. Well, actually, he fought last year. Went to a draw with Gustavo Lopez there, but Gustavo Lopez, not the greatest of fighters. He is known for his durability. He survived Casey Kenny, beat Casey. He didn't beat Casey Kenny at all. He got destroyed Casey Kenny in that fight. I meant he beat Dana Baccarel. That's what I meant. He beat Dana Baccarel, but we've seen Dana Baccarel just lost to Chris Gutierrez, and if Baccarel doesn't get that early KO, he seems to do really bad. He is tough though. Kevin Kroom, he doesn't have the biggest punch power in the world, but he is very good though. Lost to Brian Kelleher, but in that fight he looked decent against Kelleher. I think he dropped Kelleher in that fight. And he is good overall. He is very good overall. But Alex Caceres is a very good fighter. I know he just recently lost to Sadiq Youssef, but that was a very close decision. And he beat Roosevelt Roberts, but he was on something in that one, so it went with no contest. But I think I can pick him to win here against Fialo. He trains at a good gym. He trains with James Krause, I believe. And Fialo, not that fighter, man. Not the greatest fighters. He's not really the greatest, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be going for Kevin Kroom here. Open up the card, winning a close 20-28 decision victory. Moving on up the card, Sam Hughes versus Estela Nunes. I think this might be a lock. Straightforward prediction here. I'm gonna go for Estela Nunes. I still don't know why Sam Hughes is still in the UFC. She came in here 5-1, but she lost to Tisha Torres, lost to Lima Boom, and now she lost to Luana Pinheiro. I still don't know why she's in here. If she loses this one, she definitely should go. I think Estela Nunes is actually really good. I think she's a very good fighter. She did lose to Ariane Carnelossi, but Ariane Carnelossi is a very good fighter, and she was looking really good in that fight. I think she was winning before she got submitted in the third round. And Carnelossi is overall really good. She fought at one championship, lost to Angela Lee. Not bad. Yeah. I don't think she's the greatest too, but I think she's better than Sam Hughes overall. Sam Hughes just is not good. She's not good at all. She quit against Tisha Torres. I'm never gonna say that. I'm always gonna say that every time. Like, she kind of quit against Tisha Torres. Eye injury. I'm gonna go for Estela Nunes here. 30-27. Just scolding Sam Hughes each and every round. I think she wins it. Moving on up the card, Trey Ogden versus Jordan Levitt. I'm gonna go for Jordan Levitt here. Trey Ogden shouldn't be in the UFC. He's all right though. I've seen his fights. He beat JJ Okanovich in his last fight. No, he beat him, but he just doesn't really. I think Jordan Levitt's very good. I think he's a very good fighter, but I think if this guy had KO power, I maybe would pick him against Jordan Levitt. But Jordan Levitt, the Monkey King, beat Matt Sales in his last fight for a great inverted triangle choke. Really weird, but it was really good. Got the win there. Trey Ogden's taking this on short notice, and he's not really a KO artist. Maybe I would pick him if he was, but he's a grappling guy, falling straight into Jordan Levitt's game plan. And he got submitted by guys like 8-1 Nick Brown. 15-7 Thomas Gifford, and again, he fought Thomas Gifford twice and got submitted with a guillotine. I'm not picking him. He beat TJ Brown, fair play, but back in 2017. I'm not picking him. He does have some here and there, but I just can't pick him on short notice against Jordan Levitt. Levitt's very good. I know he lost to Claudio Puelles, but Claudio Puelles is a very good fighter. I'm gonna go for I'm definitely gonna be going for Jordan Levitt there. Getting a submission early. Don't know by what yet. I need to look at that, but I'm definitely picking him. Moving on up the card. Chris Barnett versus Martin Bidet. I like Chris Barnett, man. I really do. I like his spinning kicks. I'm gonna go for Martin Bidet. I think Martin Bidet is very good. Chris Barnett though, beat John Vellante in his last fight, but I know it was a good KO in there and that, but it's John Vellante at this point in his career. I think he retired after that fight too. I think you have to have you have to be really big to beat Chris Barnett, and Vellante was a bit striking over. Like Vellante was striking a little bit with Barnett, so Barnett had the opportunity to go for a wheel kick, and he got it. Good for Chris Barnett. Before that, Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell just was too big for him, just out pacing him, and Barnett got tired. And eventually, I think he tapped to a guillotine as well. Martin Bidet is like Ben Rothwell, but younger version, I want to say. He looked insane in the Contender Series. I actually watched that live. Lorenzo, he destroyed him he almost got the first ever thigh TKO victory. He was kneeing the thigh, and it was almost the end, but then at the end he kneed him in the face, or kneed him into the head. Fight got called off. Looked really good there, Martin Bidet. And Barnett gonna be a bit small here. He's big, but like I think Bidet is gonna have a height advantage. I think, yeah, huge height advantage. 77 inch reach, 75 inch reach, 2 inch reach advantage for Bidet. I think Bidet's overall very good. He's like Ben Rothwell. It's like him. Definitely going for Bidet there. Moving on up the card. Rafa Garcia versus Jesse Ronson. I'm going to go for Rafa Garcia here over Jesse Ronson. I think Jesse Ronson is good, but it's just a layoff, man. It's too much of a layoff, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's too much of a layoff here. He's good, yeah, but like he is good, but I know he loses fights here and there in his career. He did beat Nicholas Dalby in his last fight. He got turned into a no contest because he was on something. But he was losing that fight to Nicholas Dalby, and Dalby cracked him out of nowhere. Went down to get a submission, rear naked choke. I can't trust that. And he was looking good earlier in his career. A lot of early fights in his career. When he first, back in 2014, Michael Pereira split decision, Francisco Trinaldo split decision, Kevin Lee split decision. Was really good, but I just can't trust him. 36 years old. I just can't trust him here. Rafa Garcia is the improving guy. Gifted Rafa Garcia. 27 years old. I think he looked good in his last fight against Sultan Levy, another guy that was a prospect then, came from the Contender Series. I think he's very good. Before that, he did lose to Chris Buchmacher, but I reckon he can win that in a rematch if they're doing. He looked good on short notice against Nasrat Haqparast. So I know that it's not really aging well, but still, he's good. I feel like he wins this fight. I'll say maybe a finish, but I'd say decision. Moving on up the card to Jakar Close versus Brian Jenkins. I'm going to go for Jakar Close here, man. I think this might be another lock. Brian Jenkins is not good. He's not good. The human highlight reel is his nickname. 30 years old. I just don't like that. I just don't like that loss to Rongju. Rongju is not good, and I think you really, really want to be something, please beat Rongju. Rongju, we've seen, is not really the greatest fighters. And he just lost to Ignacio Bahamondes. I know Bahamondes is very good, but still, like, you're losing to freaking Rongju. I know you took it on short notice, I understand, but Rongju sucks in a way. He didn't suck, but he hasn't been shown. He hasn't shown what he's made of because he used to be a bit of a hype train. But Drakkar Close, I think, is very good. Lot of cancellations of fights, but yeah, he's finally here. But I think he's very good, Drakkar Close. Like, he didn't lose to Beneil Dariush, but Beneil Dariush is like basically one fight away from a title shot in the lightweight division. But he does good against these guys, like Christos Giagos he beats. Bobby Green he beats as well. Very good there. He beats Bobby Green. But Bobby Green now is looking decent as well. And same with Lando Venata and Mark Takagi. He has good wins. I think he goes out there and I think he'll win pretty easily, pretty handily against Brandon Jenkins. And I think he'll win it. Moving on up the card. And I think he's just overall a better fighter than Brandon Jenkins. Brandon Jenkins, he beat Jacob Kilburn, which isn't that great. He's a former UFC fighter. But yeah, moving on up the card. Lina Landsberg versus Pani Kianzad. I'm going to go for Pani Kianzad here over Lina Landsberg for several reasons. I think Pani Kianzad is just overall a very good fighter. I think she is a very good fighter. She's 30 years old, so if she had to go for through a title, if she does go through, she still has time if she wants to be champion. I'll say it like that. But I think she's very good, Pani Kianzad. I think she's a very good fighter. Raquel Pennington just won last weekend against Aspen Ladd. And Raquel Pennington's overall looking really good. And she gave trouble to Pennington in that fight. Pennington was just pushing it more. She beat Alexis Davis. She beat Ciara Eubanks. She beats Betch Correa. Jessica Rose Clark. She did lose to Julia Avila, but that was really on short notice. I think she's good. I think she's a good fighter. Lina Landsberg is just, I can't trust her. 40 years old. This is not like a Sarah McMahon coming up or something like that. In fact, she did lose. This is not like Sarah McMahon that's older and beating all these prospects. She's older. In fact, she did lose to Sarah McMahon in her last fight. She does beat girls. Like, she beats guys. She beats girls like Macy Chasson, Tonya Emberger. But those girls aren't really the greatest. And she lost to Yana Kunitskaya, Aspen Ladd, Chris Cyborg down there as well. I think you gotta pick Pani Kianzad here. I think there's a lot of one-sided picks on this card. Weird card, but I think she'll go out there and pick apart Lina Landsberg every round and destroy her. Moving on up the card. Landsberg will be tough, though, I guess. Moving on up the card to the headliner of the prelims, which is Devin Clark versus William Knight. Gotta go for William Knight here. It's at heavyweight, I think, right? Yeah, heavyweight, 265 pounds. Gotta go William Knight. He's an underdog here as well. Yeah, I think Knight is really good, man. I think Knight is really good. He's a very good fighter, William Knight. He did lose to Maxim Grishin in his last, but Maxim Grishin's also actually pretty good himself. But he beat Alonzo Menefield, which is very good. He beat Alonzo Menefield. He beat Fabio Charant. Charant not really the greatest, but Alonzo Menefield, that's a good win. But he did lose to Dotun Young, but Dotun Young was really good as well. And he beat Alexa Kamar. He beat Alexa Kamar and Cody Brundage. Those guys are looking really good. I think think he's good, man. Devin Clark took a bad, damaging loss to Ion Gutilaba really badly. Ion Gutilaba, like, smashed his knee in his face and his gums were, like, detached. It was just weird. I don't even want to think about that. He did lose to Anthony Smith, but Anthony Smith's good. And he also beat Alonzo Menifield. But Menifield, I think Knight has too much power. His nickname's Nightmare, as his last name, Knight. 34 years old. I think he wins it over Devin Clark. Devin Clark doesn't have the best of chins. He can push a pace later if someone gasses, but he's shown decent cardio. I'll trust him to win by KO in some exchange on the feet and win over Devin Clark. Plus, Knight's already been a heavyweight in his last fight, so this will be a second time. I think this is Clark's first time. But yeah, I'm going with William Knight. Moving on up the card to the main card. Patsabatini versus TJ Laramie. I'm going to go for Patsabatini here. I think Patsabatini is very good, man. I think he's a very good fighter. I know people... I think he's very good. I think he's a very good fighter. I picked him. I actually doubted him his whole career in UFC. I doubted him against Tucker Lutz. Doubted him against Jamal Emmers. Doubted him against Tristan Connolly. This will be my first time picking him. TJ Laramie is not the greatest of fighters, you know. And he looked good against Tucker Lutz in that last one. Patsabatini out-grappled Tucker Lutz, good fighter. He hooked Jamal Emmers. And beat Tristan Connolly, the guy that beat Mikel Bahalo. But he was supposed to be fighting Gavin Tucker, and TJ Laramie, he's been off for a while now. Was supposed to fight Melsic Bagdasarian, so I think both of their opponents, Melsic Bagdasarian for TJ Laramie and Gavin Tucker for Patsabatini, both fell out. And now these guys were matched together. Yeah, I just don't think TJ Laramie's that great. Like, to get in the UFC, he had to get, like, a doctor stoppage rib injury over Daniel Swain. And he immediately got guillotined. Fell into a guillotine against Derek Minner. Not even a great opponent. I'm going with, I'm going to go for, what's his name to win this one? Patsabatini. I think he's very good. I think the odds have him favorite. Yeah, big favorite here. His grappling is very good, so I don't see Laramie out-grappling him. But I think I don't think Laramie will have any threat on the feet. In fact, I think Sabatini will set up. I like how he sets up his strikes to take down. A lot of people do that. I really like Sabatini for that. I think Sabatini will win. Decision I'll go with. Moving on up the card. Mero Bueno Silva versus Yanan Wu. I'm going to go for Mero Bueno Silva here. Mero Bueno Silva is good. I think she's a very good fighter. Yanan Wu, not that great. Mero Bueno Silva's good. She's 30 years old, but she's good. She's a very good fighter. We'll see though. She looked good against Manon Fiorot. Out of everyone that fought Fiorot, we'll go for Fiorot's career right now. She beat Jennifer Maia in her last fight. I say she did better against Fiorot than Maia, top flyweight contender. But before that, went to a draw, majority draw with Montana De La Rosa. Really good there. Yeah, and she armbarred Julian Robertson, which is pretty funny, because Robertson's usually the slick jiu-jitsu person, but she armbarred. But Yanan Wu hasn't fought in a while. Hasn't fought over a year. More than a year. Jocelyn Edwards beat her. Mizuki anyway beat her. She's not that good. I'm going with Mero Bueno Silva. Easily just going her on the feet. Winning herself a decision. Moving on up the card to the feature fight of the card, which is Andre Fialo versus Miguel Baeza. I'm going to go for Andre Fialo here. By first round KO over Miguel Baeza. I think I think Andre Fialo is actually. I just saw my desk there. I think Andre Fialo is actually very good here. Miguel Baeza, yeah, he's decent, but like Caramel Thunder, he's 29 years old, but he's just not that great, though. I think we all can admit he's not that good. Fialo is taking this on short notice, but you know, Chaos Williams, like he didn't have the best shin, man. It's not just because Fialo's so good. Dude's getting KO'd by Chaos Williams, which is not bad. Chaos Williams has tons of power, but he was winning that fight. It was pretty even before the KO. He knocked him out of nowhere. Williams wins, but takes a lot of damage at 29. Young in his career, you know, like almost gets KO'd by Matt Brown. Almost, but he came back and knocked out Matt Brown. Takashi Sato is the way that puts him up. Takashi Sato, a guy that looked trash in his last fight against Gunnar Nelson. I'm not picking him. I can't. He could win, but like with his grappling. But Fialo's good, man. He looked good against Mikel Bahia on short notice. Looks very good. 28 years old. Seems at Stafford and a great gym. He looked good against Mikel Bahia, man. Looked really good against Mikel Bahia. But yeah. He won the first round against Bahia. Lost the last two, yeah, but I think Bahia is very good. I'm gonna go for him knocking Miguel Baez out cold in the first round. He beat Gadzhiv Sekulic. Good win there, and James Vick. I'm gonna go with Andre Fialo first round KO plus Baeza war against Santiago Ponzinibbio. Took a lot of damage there. Maybe he can chop the legs of Fialo, but Fialo I think can deal with them well. I'm going Fialo. Moving on up the card to the co-main event: Kyle Bahalo versus Gadzhiv Gadzhiv. I'm gonna go for Kyle Bahalo here over Gadzhiv. I think Kyle Bahalo is very good. I think he's a very good fighter. Kyle Bahalo. He's a very good fighter. I like Kyle Bahalo. I think he's very good. I think he's very good. He looked awesome in the competition. He looked insanely good. He looked very good. Very good. Beat Jesse Murray. Not the greatest opponents, and Aaron Jeffrey, but fought twice on the contender series just because why not? And he beat Aaron Jeffrey good there, but like then he beat Jesse Murray and destroyed him in the first round. But you know what's impressive? Not those wins. Like those aren't impressive. They're impressive, but that's not what I'm focused on. Escape grappling match, escape time. Submission Circus versus Jailton Almeida. The future of light heavyweight, I think. You know, that's impressive to me. I think Jailton Almeida is good, and he's looked good in that one. He lost, but like in a submission in a grappling match. But he survived a decision against Jailton Almeida. You know, I'm going with him over Gadzhiv. He's good, Omar Gadzhiv, but it's not like if he gets a hold of you, it's over. It's not like he finished you immediately. Hasn't fought the best people as well. He beat Jancy Silva. He's beat decent guys, but he more so has punches. TKOs. I think Kyle Bahalo can win this one. I think he'll win like a 20-28 decision over Gadzhiv. We'll see what happens. So I'm going Kyle Bahalo. Moving on up the card to the main event. Vicente Luque versus Belal Muhammad 2. The rematch. I'm going Belal Muhammad. I'm going for Belal Muhammad over Vicente Luque in this rematch. I know Luque's been good, man. I know they're both on streaks. It's both been a while since their first fight. Luque beat Chiesa, beat Woodley, beat Brown, beat Price. I just don't see him winning. I just don't see him winning this, man. I think Bilal Muhammad's just... I think he's too good, man. I think he's very good. Bilal Muhammad destroyed Stephen Thompson that last fight. He destroyed him. Beat maybe mine as well. I think he's very good, Bilal Muhammad, man. I think he's very good. And he's massively, massively improved. I think the volume is going to be too much for Vicente Luque. Luque, he did beat Chiesa, but in that fight he got grappled by Chiesa. You know, I'm gonna do an individual breakdown of this fight coming out tomorrow. But he got cracked by Woodley. You know, like, I think Bilal Muhammad's good, man. I think he's good. I think he's not as dumb as Chiesa. Okay, Chiesa was just dumb. He had the back of Luque. Luque, he was calm about it, but Muhammad's more smart than Chiesa. Chiesa just went straight into a darce. Same with Woodley, man. Woodley at this point just got KO'd last year by Jake Paul. Out cold. Like, and Randy Brown, I guess that's looking good, but against Price was winning that. Price was winning. Price was, he was winning. Against, Luque. Luque eventually got up to him, but it got called off for an eye injury. And that was only 2 years ago, man. I think Luque is good, but I think Bilal, Luque has improved, but Bilal has improved more. I think Bilal Muhammad wins it. I'm sorry, I chose Wonderboy to beat him. He absolutely destroyed Wonderboy. Destroyed him. And I know people don't like Bilal Muhammad because he's ugly, and people don't, and he's just annoying. He is annoying, though, to be fair. But I'm gonna go with, I gotta go with Bilal here, man. Good takedown defense, so Luque can't really take him down. If you're picking Luque, it has to be a Hail Mary first round KO again. But it's massive. It's been since Alvarez McGregor is the first fight since the first time they fought. I just don't see that. I don't see this going well for him. And I'm gonna go with I'm going for Bilal Muhammad, late round submission, rear naked choke. I just think Vicente Luque, Bilal's looked impressive, spot on. Luque, even in his fights he wins, he has struggled, like even against Chiesa, you know, and he lost to Wonderboy. Bilal Muhammad absolutely destroyed Wonderboy. And even against Brian Barberena, losing that fight, all of a sudden gets a weird KO out of nowhere. Oh, he was losing that fight, and all of a sudden, Luque caught him. Could be like that, but I just think it's not going to be the case with that. I think he's going to lose. And even against Mike Perry, you know, closest fight there, he could have lost. I'm going for Bilal Muhammad. I think wins this fight. Tell me who do you think wins. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. These are the full card predictions for UFC Vegas 51. Luque versus Muhammad 2. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Woo! Peace out, guys. Woo! Peace. Peace out.